It's funny because when I turned 50, I kind of like a little light went off in my head, and I started thinking to myself, I don't think the answer is drugs. If you're not feeling well, you got a stiff neck or whatever. It's not to go to the doctor and say I have a stiff neck, I need drugs. And I was determined to fix any ailments I was
Yeah.
having by going to a holistic doctor and just getting some real information, of what to do physically and mentally and so forth to correct some of the problems I was having. And I absolutely fell in love with the whole idea, um, as far as diet, as far as movement, like you mentioned. If you sit down all day, all of a sudden this starts to hurt, that starts to hurt, and this and that, and you go, gee, I've got pain and I can't deal with it. But if you simply move, if you get up and you're walking around and you're doing things and lifting and doing stuff, I don't have any pain when I do that. It's funny how if you simply just take it in your own hands and not think of it as painkillers, but to relieve pain by just moving and doing stuff, that to me is the answer. And so when I turned 50, I was like, you know, I went on a holistic diet. I stopped eating beef. I stopped eating pork. And all these things started to really kind of feel better because I wasn't taking in that toxin. And I started doing more of a fish, vegetables, things diet, no chicken, no beef, no pork. And I found my skin was clearing up and I felt better, and everything was working well, you know. So I kind of liked what I was doing and I kept going. It's been that way for 15 years. And
But
I think exercise is a key thing because that I do even feel better. And when I do go to a cardiologist, he'll say, "You look really good. Are you still doing treadmill? Are you still doing stuff?" And I would always say, "Yes, yes, I am." So I like doing it. But you want to do it as often as you can. And he told me, stick to more like 45 minutes instead of 30 because you want to really work the arteries and the
Mhm.
heart to get it up to a level where you can make it beneficial. So, key thing is when you're ready, you go the direction of health. And I think when I hit 50, it was a light that went off. So that's just me as far as that. But as far as the old days go, back in the early 1900s, we didn't have the preservatives that we do in foods. They made food different back then, so you could do things differently. Nowadays, if you eat certain boxed foods, you would not believe the chemicals that are in them. So you try to avoid that. Try to avoid the packaging of canned foods and boxed foods, processed foods. And I think by doing that along with staying active, that helped me to continue to sing. When I'm on stage, I feel like I can do anything. And of course, back in the late 1900s, I used to smoke. So here I am, this stupid idiot smoking cigarettes. And finally, I stopped that, and I found that I could smell the shaving cream on my face. And I found that I was singing songs where I didn't have to take another breath. It was like I could hold out a phrase forever. And I was going, all I got to do is eliminate things that I'm doing to myself. And that's the key, I think. Try to look at your
Um,
life and eliminate.